you're saying what's more important. So for me, financial, because I'm always going to have it. But if I have it and you might not have it, now I feel like I may have to take care of you. I'm not doing that. So financial is more important. And the emotional, we can work on that later. As long as you're logically a smart person and I can deal with you, the emotional stuff, I'm okay. That's just me personally.
To have emotional, you have to be secure financially because it is a part of a man's identity. So I do agree
Mhm.
in that extent. But women these days are kind of like crapping on the average earner of a man. And they're like, I can give you a simple lifestyle, but I'll be faithful. I'll be this. Or you can deal with a guy that's like, nah, I make all this money. Financial security versus emotional security. Which one is more important to women?
This is a hard one. This is tough because I think that they're both important. But I would say emotional security is a big one. Financial security is big too. I don't want to seem like but I think emotional security is also big, especially for a woman. It's pretty big. I need to feel safe emotionally in a relationship because we can get the money.
So
So
would you say that's more important than financial security?
I would say that they're both important. I don't
But
want.
which one's more
I just want to
important?
make that very clear.
Which
but
one's
I
more
do think,
important?
but I do think, emotional security is. I think that's important. I do. I want to hear what the other ladies say, and you can come back to me
I'll
because
go.
I
Oh, we're going in order. I'm
No, no,
sorry.
no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No. I just thought about it depends on do you want to sustain the lifestyle or the love? So I think that would be a question that, each individual woman would need to answer. But for me, it would definitely be the love um, over the lifestyle. Because even when you have the lifestyle, you're going to have to, depending on the man, there's certain things that's going to come with it that leaves you in a relationship that feels unloved. So for me, it's definitely love over lifestyle.
So I agree with Shantae in that they're both important. However, for me, I have to say that emotional security is more important to me. Just because with emotional security, we can work on financial security together. If I feel safe with my man, we can take over the world. If I feel like, I feel safe, I like if I have the emotional security, I can be myself, I can be my best self. And I'll be able to support you and you can support me and we can just get through whatever. Like, you know, like if a person is only financially secure and you just feel like you're not safe emotionally, it's literally like Miss Taken said, it's just like it's the management of a lifestyle versus it being like there being any love. And it's like how much is your soul worth? You know what I mean? Like you willing to sell your soul for a lifestyle just to be with someone and be miserable? I personally am not. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be emotional security for me.
will be the one that go against the grain here. Because I mean, although they both are important, but I mean, emotionally, I won't feel comfortable if you are not in a financial, like a good place. And we can work on emotions, like, you know what I mean? Because you're saying what's more important. So for me, financial, because I'm always going to have it. But if I have it and you might not have it, now I feel like I may have to take care of you. I'm not doing that. So financial is more important. And the emotional, we can work on that later. As long as you're logically a smart person and I can deal with you, the emotional stuff, I'm okay. That's just me personally.
So I'm going to go with financial for a different reason. I think understanding who men are and how they show up in this world, that financial security is so tied in with their identity and how they show up as partners, that if he's not able to have that financial security, he's not going to be able to show up as his best self in that relationship, regardless if your idea of financial security is different than his. If he's not where he needs to be, where he thinks he needs to be, or close to it, I don't know that that man, there are not many men that have the capacity to support emotionally if they're not where they need to be financially.
So can
Quick.
I say something
Oh,
really
go
quick
ahead.
to that?
Yeah.
Sorry. So I agree with you wholeheartedly, Enos, but was the question financial security, is it more important to us as women or as men?
To
Because
us as women.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
so I still stand on that, because if I need you as a man to show up as your best self, right? Like that is my need. In order for me to make this relationship work with you, you got to be good with who you are and where you're at. And that is tied into your finances. So to me, it's more important, because if you have your finances together and you're not able to show up emotionally, that's a different story than you don't have your finances together and you don't have the capacity to show up emotionally. And so to me, the finances is what makes or breaks whether or not I'm willing to kind of work with that. Like, to me, that's an important part of it.
So the question more so wasn't about, it was about the average man, right? We're not talking about somebody who is struggling per se. We're talking about women who chase after men who can give them a certain lifestyle. With this day and age with social media, where we can see it up front. We see these women taking trips and their man flying them out, doing all these nice things, going on nice dates. And we don't want to settle for the average guy who's an average earner or below average earner, because we don't want that simple lifestyle and what comes with that sacrifice with being with a high earning man. And as you can see in the celebrity world, or women who, like Bill Gates, he is this billionaire, but his wife left him. And it's like, or Dr. Dre's ex-wife, she left him after sticking it out for so many years. And it's like, I can get how Inaz, I do think that to have emotional, you have to be secure financially, because it is a part of a man's identity. So I do agree in that extent. But women these days are kind of like crapping on the average earner of a man, and they're like, I can give you a simple lifestyle, but I'll be faithful, I'll be this. Or you can deal with a guy that's like, nah, I make all this money, here's what the requirements are, I don't really care about what you think, I don't care about what you say, I have options, I'm going to exercise those options, and I'm going to be with whoever I want to be with. And as long as you're comfortable, you're fed, you got a nice house, you got clothes, you good, the kids are good, they're in a nice school, what are you complaining about? But for some reason, women find themselves still saying, I don't feel emotionally secure in my spot. So they leave those situations and they leave the lifestyle.
That was
Let
what
me
I
ask
was
you a
trying
question.
to get at with Inez, because she said he needs to be financially secure to show up as his best self in a relationship. But the flip side to that I was getting at is kind of examples that you were given, is that if he is, let's say, a high value man, that in what comes along with that, based on the examples that you gave. Now, I'm not to say that all men are like that, so I don't want to say that, because that's not the case. But for those men that are typically those high value earning men, from what we see, show that aspect. So are you able as the woman to show up in emotionally your best self when you are dealing with a high value man that have those expectations, like, since I have this kind of money, this is a way that I'm going to move, I'm providing you this lifestyle, so I just need you to lay back, deal with what I'm doing, and just just shut up, just deal with it. So I think in that regard, you can't show up as your best self in a relationship because you're not emotionally secure. Because in that, I mean, for me, I would feel like anybody could take my place. I'm not secure in that aspect. So I couldn't show up emotionally as my best self in a relationship like that.